I have a friend who's one of the greatest baristas on planet Earth. His name is Yaroslav. He's from the Ukraine, and I met him here in Santa Monica, and I was just thinking of him today as I was thinking about what I would share in this video about how to flow in serving people. Because every time I would walk into the coffee shop when he was working there, he would be in flow, talking to whoever's walking in, and it would be so spontaneous and free and light, and there would be so much continuity and coherence in it. It didn't matter who it was. He would be in flow speaking with people all day long, and everybody loved him and remembered him, and people would come back, not really for the coffee, great coffee, but more to just be with him, because people wanted to be around that flow in spirited service. It's magic the way he shows up. And I remember asking him when the coffee shop closed if he was going to take some time off for a vacation. He's like, no, I don't need a vacation. My work is my vacation. And I can really understand that, because when you're in such flow in your service, there's no energy drain. The energy drain is really a result of the internal battles that we play between the intuitive ideas that we have and the resistance to speaking them and letting them just come through us and be expressed. The internal resistance to that is actually what drains our energy. And so when you don't have that, you can actually gain energy through being with people in service all day long, not be drained by it. But anyway, I want to talk more specifically about how to be more like Yaroslav, which is always my aspiration through my admiration, to be more like that. And I know how to be more like that because I've practiced it and I've moved in that direction. I'm not on his level. I really admire him, and I understand the movement in that direction. And so what I want to share with you today is what I see and how to do that. We all have ideas, intuitions, possibilities come up in us when we're with another person. Things we could say, stuff we could point to, stuff we could do, something we could do for a person. Pick that up, say this, do that, ask that. 80 to 90% of it, maybe more, it makes it to the front of our mind. Or maybe not even. Maybe we're so used to not acting on it that it's like just sitting around the level of consciousness and we're maybe not even aware of it. So if you're right now thinking, I don't have that many ideas, and when I have them, I speak them. I'm going to have to challenge you on that and actually say that you probably have way more ideas, but you can't even see them or hear them because you haven't appreciated them and let them out so freely, so they've kind of gotten quiet. But for those of you who are in contact with them and know you're not speaking them and know you're not pointing to things and you know you're not taking action in the ways that you'd want to, pick this up, do that for a person, open this door, speak that, ask that, whatever it is, the impulsive things that come up, these intuitions, if you're not doing them, that's a problem, because the not doing is the internal resistance that takes you out of flow. So the flow is what happens. Flow is what you experience when you just let whatever it is that comes up come out. So the important question then is, why are we not letting these things that come up come out? Well, as soon as we feel it, hear it, see it, as soon as the idea comes to us, we entangle it with our identity, and we think the expression of it is about us. Maybe it is, maybe it's not, I don't know. But what I do know is that the story that it is about us, if we are to express it, gets in the way. And so, as I've pointed out in other videos, we can increase our self-confidence and our self-worth and our self-value, and that can have us be more willing to speak these things. Or, as another option, I wouldn't call it a hack, but I would call it another option, is that we can actually take the self out of the equation. When stuff comes up inside us to see, to do, to speak, to ask, instead of thinking of it being about us, we can actually take ourselves out of the equation. How do we do that? We create a story, an idea, a context inside of our mind that has us not be a relevant part of that scenario. What am I even saying? Does that make any sense? Well, think about people that are really devout in their religion, especially people who really believe in a higher power or a God. So people that have so much faith in this God that everything that is coming into them, their intuitions, their ideas, are actually from a higher power or some spirit or source outside of them. And when they're hearing it, feeling it, seeing it inside them, they have no hesitation for speaking it, because it's not theirs. It's just a thing from out there, somewhere else, that's coming into them. And so why would they even get in the way? It has nothing to do with them. It's happening to them as a movement through them. And so they're not relevant as an identity, as an ego, as a person. So they are free to speak in flow and to give the things that are coming into them out easily without any hesitation, not because they have this supreme self-confidence, but because they have this non-self experience in relationship to their intuitions, their ideas, their insights, the voices, the ideas they see inside their mind. So I have not necessarily a faith in the formal religious way, but I have adopted a reality for myself that there is something greater than me at work here. I'm not saying it's a man with a pitchfork or any kind of like religious kind of organized higher power that I could say is the same as yours or somebody else's, but just this idea that there is an emergent, is in the chaos of the universe, there is some emergent order, and it's flowing and it's moving. For example, I'm walking down the street, and unbeknownst to me, my backpack is open, and unbeknownst to me, I walk under an apple tree, and unbeknownst to me, an apple falls in my backpack, and then I show up, and I meet somebody, and they said, man, I'm really hungry, I can use an apple right now. I could say, whoa, God dropped an apple in my backpack, and it must have been for you. I could say that, and I could personify, and I could project the idea of human onto this thing, and I could call it God, or I could just say that, like, well, chance had it that an apple fell in my backpack, so, it's perfect, then you want it, so here it is. And so the apple wasn't for me, it was for you. It happened to me for you. It doesn't have to be religious. It can just be a way of experiencing reality that things happen to us for others, because removing the self from the equation makes it easier for things to flow through me. And so in the same way that an apple can fall into my backpack and it can happen to me for you, I can have ideas that show up in my mind, be things that are happening in me to me for you. And so I'm in a conversation with somebody and I see something, I see a story in my mind, I hear a question to ask them, I get a curiosity about something, and instead of entangling that with me and my identity, I could actually apply to that experience of witnessing that story, that curiosity, that feeling, that idea. I could apply a story to that experience that is, this story, this curiosity, this question, this thing is happening in me for them. It's happening to me for them. And I'm just not going to make myself relevant. I'm not going to get in the way here. I'm just going to let that come out. Are you hearing me? The idea that the ideas are inside me are happening to me for the sake of the other person, let them come out. That I could even extend the story to mean that the story that I'm thinking to tell you right now about this happened to me 5 years ago for you. It's like, wait a minute. No, that just happened. I didn't even know you then. But what if? What if? I mean, I don't know whether it was or wasn't, whether it did or didn't happen to me 5 years ago for your sake. I mean, I've told the story 50 times. But maybe you need the story right now, and 5 years ago this happened to me, whatever this story was, and I'm seeing it in my mind right now because it's for you, in the same way the apple dropped for you. Like, I'm just the messenger. I'm just the messenger. So I have created in my mind the idea that things that are occurring inside me, intuitions, possibilities, things that I'm seeing to do or to say or to ask, are showing up in my consciousness because they're for you. Them showing up in their consciousness is a showing up of an idea is something that's happening to me. That's how I relate to it. It's not like I'm not doing the emergent of thought. Thought's just showing up. It's happening to me, the one that's witnessing. This thought is happening to me. I'm being thought, right? I think Byron Katie says that you're not thinking, you're being thought. I'm being thought. I'm being thought by this idea. I'm having this idea, and it's happening to me. And why? For your sake. It's just fell on my bag. I'm just here to give it to you. And that story, that idea, whether it's because you have a devout faith in some big God and that God's giving it to you, and it's then your job just to have it move through you, or it's you're part of some emergent universe. Whatever the story is, choose a story that moves you out, that moves ego out, that moves identity out, and has these intuitions, these possibilities flow through you into action and speaking. And if you can be that way, like I aspire to more and more, like my friend Yaroslav shows up with everybody in every moment. It's so beautiful, it's so free, it's so flowing, and it creates. You don't need to be in control. I assert that the net sum, the net productivity of you in service, in flow, will be higher than you in service, in control, and trying to figure out what the best and right and safest things to say and do are. Just open the door. Just pick the thing up. Just open your mouth. Ask. Speak it. Let God sort them out. Today is the perfect day for you to create who you are. You are loved and you are powerful, and I am loving you simply for your being here. I'll talk to you soon.